Hello and welcome to my channel. So I decided to start a bingo game for my manga TBR. I think it'll make it a lot more fun and a lot easier to choose what to read next since I'll have reading prompts. So I have 50 prompts total, so 2 bingo cards with 25 prompts each. And then the way I'm choosing is just by randomly picking one of these cards. They all have prompts on them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Very simple, it is fun. I like bingo. It's pretty fun for me. And there are no punishments really, because the point is that I want to read more and not punish myself for not reading, because that's just gonna make me not want to continue reading. And then there are rewards. After I get a bingo line, I can buy one manga volume. If I count it correctly, if I were to read all 50 prompts in a month, I will be able to buy 24 manga volumes, but that is not going to happen. At most, I'll read like 10 volumes per month at max. I'm a very slow reader, and I'm just kind of lazy too, so which is why I have almost 400 unread manga volumes. But yeah, so far it's been working great. For this month, for April, I did start the bingo game in the middle of April, so I only got like 5 prompts or 5 manga volumes read. So yeah, I definitely did not get a bingo line. But that's okay. It was fun. So for this month, what I got was retelling or adaptation into manga. So basically a manga that is a retelling or that is a adaptation of a book or novel or something like that. And then next was read a shoujo beat series, my favorite. I really like shoujo beat. Next was published at least 10 years ago. Preferably more than 10 years. Continue Gintama. I love Gintama. I highly recommend it. It is my favorite manga series and especially anime. I highly recommend the anime. And last but not least, continue Monthly Girls Nosaki-kun, another favorite. I love both the manga and the anime. It is hilarious. The first volume I read was H.P. Lovecraft's The Hound and Other Stories, adaptation and artwork by Watanabe. This is the first time I've read an H.P. Lovecraft story. There are 3 stories in this volume. The first one was titled The Temple, and it was about a Nazi submarine's crew members that go mad after one of the crew members takes an artifact from the corpse of a British soldier they killed, and then something in the water calls to them. It's telling them that they need to go into the ocean. Kind of spooky. The second story was The Hound, and it's about 2 grave robbers who start being hunted by a beast after they steal an amulet from a corpse. And the last story is The Nameless City, and it's about an explorer that finds the lost ruins of an ancient city that predates civilization as we know it, and he finds some very interesting things in there. The stories are pretty short, so it's a little difficult to say much without giving everything away. And I've never read anything by Lovecraft before, so I don't know how faithful this adaptation is to the original. And I have to say that I did not find the stories very interesting, and I'm not as interesting as I expected. I guess H.P. Lovecraft is so hyped up for me that maybe my expectations were unrealistic. And also I feel that another reason why I didn't find this very interesting was because it's in manga form, and that took away from my experience. It didn't really allow me to imagine the scenery or what the characters look like, which I think it's like the best part of probably. Like I said, it's the first time, but I assume that's the best part of reading Lovecraft's work. But yeah, it was very interesting. Another thing is that the artwork was detailed, but way too dark. It was so hard to tell what I was looking at. It's just so difficult. Let me see if I can show you. Like right here, this here. I don't know, it's so hard to see the details, especially, I think, of course, now that I'm complaining about it, I can't find the panels that I was like, what am I looking at? This here too is like, you can tell that there's a lot of detail, but I don't know exactly what I'm looking at, and I don't know. It did ruin it a little bit for me. It was just too dark and I couldn't tell what I was looking at. And I do think that I will be removing this volume from my collection. I don't think I'll ever read it ever again. Next, I read Takane and Hana, story and art by Yuki Shiwasu. This is volume 1. I think this is the third time I read this volume. The first 2 times I was a bit ambivalent about it, but this time I loved it. I don't know what had changed, but I loved it. It was so much fun reading this volume, and I really love the characters. I love the humor. I like what the story is about, and I can't wait to read more. Takane and Hana is about a high school girl named Hana who is forced to act as a substitute for her older sister during an arranged marriage meeting because her sister just refused to go. And things go wrong almost immediately when they meet the suitor, Takane. He's the heir to a powerful business group, or, super rich, super, I don't know, handsome or whatever. Well, at least he thinks he is. He's very rude and insults Hana's appearance. That's literally the first thing he says. He insults her. Hana is not someone who holds back, so she throws some insults back and storms off. She's pretty sure that she'll never have to deal with Takane ever again, but to her surprise, he shows up to pick her up from high school the very next day. Takane is very immature and kind of rude and a bit of a show-off, but Hana knows just what to say to embarrass him and push his buttons, which she finds very amusing, and so do I. And it's not too long before they start getting along. I really, really like high school rom-coms, but I was a little concerned that with this one, since she's a high school girl and he is an adult in his 20s. But they do talk about the age difference. They don't really go too deep into it at this time, but I don't really find it problematic at the moment. They haven't crossed any lines that they shouldn't cross, and I'm actually pretty curious as to how they're going to deal with the fact that she's a minor. She's 16, I believe, and he's an adult, and how their relationship or friendship is going to progress. At the moment, they have more of a friendship than anything, and I wonder when or if it's going to turn romantic. And I want to see how they work around the whole age difference. I'm interested in seeing that. I hope they do a good job. Nothing problematic, please. And then, for my last review, I read Wish Volume 1 by Clamp. This is about a guy called Shuichiro. It's a little hard to say. Shuichiro, who one day finds a very cute chibi-looking angel stuck in a tree. He saves the angel when she's attacked by evil crows, and then offers her shelter at his home. To repay him, the angel named Kohaku, this is Kohaku, tells him that she can grant him a wish. However, Shuichiro refuses her offer because he doesn't believe in wishing. He believes in getting what he wants on his own through his own hard work. Unfortunately for Kohaku, she can't leave before repaying his kindness, so now she's stuck waiting for him to make a wish. I really like this more than I thought I would. I don't have much to say about this manga so far. I believe there are only 3 volumes in this series, and I do have the other 2. I guess my only complaint is that Kohaku is very clumsy, and while she's adorably clumsy when she's in her chibi form, when she's clumsy in her normal human form, I do find her a bit annoying. I can't help it. They just really lean into the clumsiness, but I haven't lost hope that she might become a bit of a badass in the next volumes, since she is an angel after all, and her nemesis, a demon called Koryu, is like always kicking her butt, so I'm just waiting for her to become a badass, and I hope they do. And I will be keeping this volume. I really liked it. And then I also read Gintama Volume 6 by Hideaki Sorachi. I really love this manga, and unfortunately they discontinued the manga, so I believe there's only 23 volumes, whereas in Japan I believe there's 72. There's more than 70, so I'll never get to read those, which is sad. But that's okay because the anime is amazing and I do recommend it. And then lastly, I read Monthly Girls Nosaki-kun Volume 8, another one of my favorites. It's hilarious, and this one is a 4-koma, so it's like a comic strip, which is a little different, and I do appreciate the shorter chapters. I can just read one very quickly and then put it down and move on and then come back a little later. It's fun. So I read a total of 5 volumes. So I am down to 386 unread volumes. Very exciting. And yeah, like I said before, I didn't complete any lines on my bingo card, but I did start in the mid of April. But maybe I'll have better luck in May. Well, that was it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!